What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Big Blue Beards. That's what we're. Oh, we have our. I got excited because our special guest just jumped into our backstage studio. So, real quick, Big Blue Beards. We're doing a three-man panel now. I'm going to introduce everybody. It's your boy Big Smooth at Big Smooth 77 NYG. Hook me up with a follow. My man Sergeant Mayhem. Say hello. You got me, Sarge?
It's Thursday, and we're streaming into the internet. Let's do this.
Yes, sir. What about you, Monty? What you got for us?
How's it going, man? I'm just excited to talk some football. We've had a lot more news than I was hoping for during the bye week, but I'm excited to dive into it.
Absolutely. And listen, I normally would do kind of a long-winded intro, but I don't want to do that right now because I don't want to waste this gentleman's time. Everybody knows License Plate Guy. He is our special guest on the Big Blue Beards. I'm going to bring him into the studio, add him to the stream. Hopefully he's ready to go. I see him back there. And here he is.
Yo, what's good?
What's up, my man? How we doing?
Yo, we're doing great. I'm sorry, man. I'm coming to you from a car, bro. I just got done getting more Giants tattoos, and I didn't want to miss this, so you're going to have to deal with me in the car.
No, hey. Dude, we'll do the green eggs in ham. We'll deal with it in the car. We'll deal with you at a bar. We'll deal with anything, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Yo, which is better, light on or light off? Light on, right?
I don't know. It's kind of cryptic with it off, but I think light
I know,
on,
but you can kind of see the locks.
I like it. Yeah, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about that lettuce. Whose hair is longer, your hair or Sarge's beard?
You know what? I think Sarge. I think he has me with the beard. I think he's got me.
Absolutely. So, talk to us about this tattoo, man. I know that you just got it. Was this the leg tattoo, or I'm just saying, like, what was the detail around it, or it was something different?
Dude, I got to be honest with you. So I've always had like a Super Bowl trophy. And I was adding the Super Bowls that they won to it somewhere in there.
Yep.
And I always had the plate and I always had the logo, the NY. Okay. And I've had it, I don't know, probably dating back to college days or right after college. And I always said, you know what? I'm gonna get like a leg sleeve, or at least like from the knee down sleeve. And I always talked a bunch of crap and I never did it. And finally, I decided to do it. The problem when you get something like a sleeve, whether it's on your arm or your leg or your back, or it doesn't matter where you are, what the hell do you get? You know, and there's a lot of space. So I just started putting it together. I just started throwing players on there. And, you know, when you get to go to a good place for a tattoo, it's up to him to make it shine.
Absolutely. My first question to you, Joe, is I don't know if anyone's asked you this. Maybe you have, because you do a lot of these appearances and podcasts. You've been to, I think I read it was 283 straight games at Giant Stadium, and then pretty much every home game and away game since 2000. But then the pandemic hit. What was that like for you to not go to games? Like, I'm just curious what 2020 felt like to you. And then
that's such a great question. Sorry for interrupting you. First off, what a great question. So when I found out that I probably wasn't going to go to games, or at least I knew MetLife was shutting down, I got to tell you, I wasn't too happy. Okay, but you know, I looked at it as I get an asterisk, and to be honest with you, it didn't. I don't look at it as affecting my streak, but because that's intact in my brain, especially if I get an asterisk. Everybody else in this world gets an asterisk. Everybody in this world gets a blue check now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna answer this about as honest as I can, and you're gonna love it. I loved it, bro. I freaking loved it, and I'm gonna tell you why. I have been to probably every home game, I don't know, the last 40-something years. And I've been to every home and away. You got it right, since 2000. So that was my this is my 22nd year. So that was my 21st or 20th full year. And now I got a chance to watch a game at home, and I had instant replay. I haven't seen instant replay in 20 years. So I actually really liked it. I used to get so much crap from my friends. They used to be like, dude, why do you have a man cave with a TV in it? And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. I don't even know why. Why am I paying for cable down there? So anyway, it was actually pretty cool that I got to watch some games at home. And there was a couple with bad weather, and I was like, ooh, man, this feels really nice on the couch, bro.
Yeah.
It truly does.
So I liked it. That's a good question because no one really talks about the pandemic year, but, because everybody wants to just forget it. Not only for obvious reasons, but they stunk. So whatever.
Which made it easier, I'm sure. If we were fucking good, then you feel way more left out.
Dude, I would have been so pissed if that's the year I got to miss and they're going back to a bowl or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would have been wild.
That'd have been crazy.
See, I've been
So,
following
Joe-
along with this tattoo
Oh.
of LPG. Well, who do you have on it so far? I mean, I've been seeing you post about it, and shit. It looks really good.
Yeah, so this is some more funny stuff. So I don't really get to talk about this with anybody else. So you'll probably be the only people that really talk about this, considering I'm literally leaving the shop right now. So I knew I wanted, obviously, Tyree and Eli and Plax. I wanted all the game-winning stuff and the greatest play in Super Bowl history from beginning to end. And I knew Manningham's catch was going to be in there, and I really wanted staples that no matter. When you get a tattoo, you better get something that you like, bro, because it ain't going anywhere. So I just wanted something that's going to stay around forever. Like people are telling me, yeah, put Danny Dimes on there and I'm like, dude, first of all, you got to earn that real estate, number one. And number two, like I said, you better like it. So the tattoo started with Plax's game-winning catch. And then I knew that, he was going to have to tie in everything from there. And then went Manningham, and then went Eli's escape, and there went, I put Bavaro holding McConkey, which is an iconic picture from Super Bowl 21.
Absolutely.
I put the Gatorade bucket. Pouring over the Super Bowl 21 logo. I put wide right the entire play across my shin, including the goalposts.
That's awesome.
So the goalposts were being worked on tonight. So that's kind of cool. He added Tuck's face mask. That's the funniest story because when I text Tuck like, dude, you like this picture going on? And he was like, what the hell, bro? I got Raider fans that have bigger tattoos of me. I'm like, dude, come on, bro. I'm like, come on, man. I don't have a Saquon leg. So he wasn't happy with the size of his tattoo, but he liked it. Brandon Jacobs went on, a friend. Chase Blackburn, his interception went on. Today I put on Cruz, and
Nice.
I did a little, different with his jersey. I did the back of his jersey with him making a catch, and I put, CRUUUUUUZ.
I love it.
You were talking about
Yeah.
that on your Instagram live.
Right. So, and I put the top of the leg under the knee was once a giant, only a giant, with Wellington's initials, and at the bottom I put only a giant with the number 10 on it. So I think that's
Fantastic.
everything right now. I still want to put on. I still got coming on Frank Gifford, and a collaboration of the Polo Grounds, which was where my dad went, and Giant Stadium, where I went.
Yeah, so it sounds like you have a lot of its history. I mean, you have some players that you loved, but a lot of it just you're capturing history, you're capturing moments.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's great, man. Well, the theme of this show is change our mind about a topic. And the reason why we wanted you obviously was you're an iconic New York Giants fan. You're all super generous with the stuff that you do with Dunkin' Mondays. And you also just talked about it. You have relationships with players. You can text Justin Tuck, Brendan Jacobs, etc.
Yeah.
So explain to us as fans, as super fans, all these games who don't have these relationships, what's it like? And the change my mind aspect of this is we want me specifically change my mind about why I shouldn't be upset about what happened with Xavier McKinney.
What a great question, bro. Seriously, thank you for asking that, because you're talking to someone that jumped online right away on Twitter, and I called some people idiots. Okay. And I'm sorry and not sorry at the same time, and I'm going to tell you why. And if it's just such a great question for the topic that you're trying to bring here, because I called them idiots because they immediately went on the attack. Mm-hmm. And when people are behind their computers, they are, or their phones, they're able to say some shit that they shouldn't say, and they're definitely not going to say that shit in person. 100%. And I wasn't telling people that they shouldn't be mad at McKinney. I was telling them, watch what you're saying when you're mad. Like, there's two different things why I'm calling you an idiot. I'm not telling you not to be upset with him, because guess what? He's the captain. And then I'll give you pros and cons. How's that?
Sure.
He's the captain. He's only 23 or whatever he is. He is on vacation with his friends. He still should use his head as 6-2. So we could go pro and con all night long. The bottom line is, I apologize. I did say something else that caught some slack, and that was, I'm being honest here, and that was, you could slip and fall getting out of the shower. And a lot of people wrote back, yeah, you can, but he didn't put himself in that position to get on an ATV. You're going to shower every day. And you know what? The people that were saying that back to me, guess what? They're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm not going to change your mind. You should be upset at McKinney. You should be like, dude, you're on a 6-2 playoff running team. Whether we want to talk about it or not, that's the way it is. And you put your team in jeopardy, and you're a freaking captain. So yeah, you should be upset. But the other side of me, that's not 25 years old, the other side of me says, it happened, it's done. I saw your freaking hand. It looks stupid. Now let's move on, get healthy, next man up. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure I didn't do anything to change your mind, by the way.
Well, what do you guys think? I've talked enough. What do you guys' reaction to Joe's comments?
So I very much agreed with a lot of what Joe was saying when he jumped on. For me, when I saw it happen, I'm like, look, everyone has the right to be mad. He made a dumb decision, but he knows he made a dumb decision. The coaches know he made some decision. His teammates know it. He made a mistake, and it sucks. But the thing that comes back to it for me is this isn't something I'd expect from Xavier McKinney. He's a captain. He's got that green dot for a reason. He's young. He's already being put in this position, which makes it more disappointing. But at the same time, it's not something where I'm going to flip on him and I'm like, this guy's a bad teammate. This guy's a bad person. He fucked up. He knows he fucked up. But at the same time, it doesn't change my opinion about him. He'll learn from this and move on. I'm not worried about this long term with him.
Yeah, let me ask you something. That's a great response. Let me ask you something. How do you know what to expect from we're not friends with these guys. We don't know what goes on in their heads when they leave practice. We know what they say to the journalists and the beat writers and this and that. Maybe they're full of shit. So we really don't know their lifestyle. Maybe the guy is he goes home and he plays with ATV model cars, and he drives them on the weekends. We don't hear about it until he fucks up and gets in an accident. So honestly, I don't know about the expect part. I'm not an idiot. I know where you were going with that. You're a captain. You shouldn't do that. I know where you were going, but at the bottom line is, I don't know what to expect and what not to, and he put himself in a bad position.
No, that's totally fair. Yeah, I guess, I'm trusting the opinions of the players on the team who put him in the position to be a captain, especially at such a young age. The coaching staff who, you know, gave him play calling abilities on defense or whatever you would call it with the green dot. And just how he carries himself. But you're totally right. I mean, there is a lot we don't know about how these guys are off the field, but, you know, a lot of times when there are issues, there's, you know, little things that'll show up. Now, even if they're not like big things, little things will happen, and it kind of will signal to, you know, things will come to the surface at some point. And I just haven't noticed that.
No doubt.
What do you think, Sarge?
I don't care. Honestly, I'll tell you this, I don't care. No. See, listen to this, right? Everybody, and I love this screenshots of the contracts, and everybody's underlining shit like, you're not supposed to do X, Y, Z. How many of you out there have ever done something at your job that you weren't supposed to do? You're violating safety guidelines, HR, whatever. I don't care. Shut up about it, okay? He's going to get disciplined by the team. They're going to keep it all in-house to be very hush-hush quiet, right? We're all
I think you're 100% right on that.
We're all
I think they're going to keep it in-house.
We need something to be upset about. For some reason, we can't be happy that we're 6-2, right? We had a bye week. We're going to get guys back healthy. Hey, guess what? Would anybody have been super upset if Xavier McKinney broke his hand because somebody stepped on it in the Seattle game? No. We would have been like, where's the penalty? Where's the flag? Where's the fine? We'd have been mad about something else. We're just on his vacation.
Sarge, that brings me back to my point of saying you could slip and fall out of your shower.
Right.
He didn't have to put himself in that position. So you're right. We could go on, and we could go back and forth about what a million people said. It happened, and I'm with Sarge. Move on. Don't care anymore. He's going to be on the shelf for a month. Let's move on.
We're on
to Houston.
We're on to Houston.
We lost the bye week. We're on to Houston. I don't care. I don't know. You know what? I don't sign the guys' paychecks. Okay? I have Giants merch. Yeah, sure. They get a cut of that. So does the NFL. And whatever. I don't sign. My name is not Mara or Tish. I don't care. I don't. The guy, you know what? I'm just glad the guy isn't seriously hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad he's not in like a halo and he's got all this shit drilled into him because he fucked his neck up. The guy's going to play football again. He didn't get seriously injured. Glad he's okay. And we will see him later on.
One of my first reactions, like,
everybody will suck it up and shut their fucking mouths. I said a bad word. I said a bad word in front of Joe.
I see anything goes. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Joe, it says mayhem for a reason. I'm not family friendly.
It's very true. You should see him when he's the voice of reason. This is kind of tame. This is pretty awesome. No, so Joe, let me ask you this other question though, because it kind of parlayed into the Xavier McKinney part. But if this had happened to, and maybe it did, and I'm just not aware of it, and you can kind of talk about it. Anybody that you have like a really good relationship with, like that's also a player, whether it was Tuck, whether it was a Brandon Jacobs, if they did something stupid in season, how would you have handled that? Like, obviously you're a big fan, because you guys all kind of did a pretty good job of quelling my anger, because I keep that really down deep, right? I have two sides of me. I'm the one that said get well soon X right on Twitter right when it happened. But then there was a part of me that was cursing him fucking up and down because I was pissed about it because I'm a fan. But I don't know him. I wish him well as a person. Like, how do you deal with that? Like, if I knew Xavier McKinney, I wouldn't have posted anything. I probably would have just texted him and said, I wish you the best, man. How would you deal with this?
So one, I hate getting into those type of questions because people think I change because I'm friends with a player, and it really bothers me.
Sure.
It does. It bothers me because no matter what, I'll stay friends with them, but team comes first no matter what. And if if no one can't understand that, then that's on them. But I will answer your question, and you're going to love this answer.
Okay.
So I will tell you what I was doing when OBJ was kicking the net, when he was pissing in the end zone in Philly. So I will tell you how I handled that with him, because it's not an injury, but it was bringing attention a negative attention to the Giants. So, I did not, I used to go to his house. We used to play ping pong and we used to get into some conversations. And yes, one side of me was like, oh, I didn't think it was a big deal. I don't know why everybody's blowing it out of proportion. And I was appeasing him. And then the other side was, Odell, I don't think you understand. Like, you have a billion eyes on you, and you happen to be one of the lone bright spots in a season or seasons that are just terrible besides 16. So I was trying to tell him, when you're on a team that is not doing well, your stuff that you're doing comes off extremely negative. If you were 10-1, if you were 8-2, if you were 11-3, and you were pissing in the end zone in Philly, people would laugh. But you're not. So you're drawing this attention, and then everybody's going to put all their attention on you in a negative light. And that happened. And yeah, I miss him. And yeah, I talk to him. And yeah, I still think he's a great player. And yeah, I wish he was back. So to answer your question, I don't just tell them what they want to hear. I would tell them, I've been down this road before. I'm a little older than you. Cut the shit and let's concentrate on football.
Fair enough. All right. Do you want to break some news? Is Odell coming home?
Yeah.
I'll break some news for you. I talk to him on a weekly basis. He's still trying to get healthy, which he is. He's still working out heavy, put on 15, 20 pounds of muscle. The guy still runs like the wind. And Odell's going to go somewhere. This has got to be his last contract. He's 30 years old, right? He's going to go somewhere where he's going to win.
He's coming home.
Yeah, I wish, bro. I wish. He's got the Giants on a list, and it's not a short list. So that's not really breaking news too much.
All right, fair enough. Tried to see if we can get the scoop, but that's you gave.
Shit, I wish I got the scoop too. Yeah, I wish I got it too.
I mean, if you're dropping scoops, there's like one person watching us right now.
Yeah,
who cares? Who cares? It's the best.
Amazing. We would love that. Let's drop news. Let's just. Hey, nobody's verified on Twitter anymore. We can just start making stuff up.
I'll break some more news. I do believe that Saquon is going to get that second contract.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen until after the season, because it was supposed to happen like now, but it didn't. So you'll hear about it on Sunday.
I have a feeling that because they were talking about I heard when Joe did Joe Shane did a bunch of those press conferences, and he was all over the place this past week. I mean, he was on Dan Le Batard. He was on some Big Daddy, something I found on YouTube. He's been everywhere.
Big Daddy's a friend of mine. He's a funny dude. He's in insurance, but yeah,
it was a great interview, man. That was hysterical.
Yeah, Big Daddy's good people.
Joe's been all over the place, and it's super refreshing to see the GM out there on the bye week putting himself out there and just saying hey, and everybody fell in love with the shop hungry line. We're not going to shop hungry because that's all Dave Gettleman did was shop hungry. And that's why we're in the position where we're in right now.
Sarge, you make it sound like we never heard from Gettleman, bro. Relax.
And when we did hear it,
all we ever heard when he talked is, "Trust me, I'm smarter than you."
Pretty much.
Dumb Boston accent.
Yeah, I was about to say who's gonna be the first one to bring up the Boston accent. Thanks, Monty. I appreciate
that. It's Jordan, like when he used to talk to Jordan Ranan.
Jordan.
Oh God! I love listening to Shane. It cracked me up when they were asking him about. They were pushing him on that trade deadline. It's like, all right, so they call about Saquon. He's like, didn't call about Saquon. It's like, all right, one more guess. Like, no more. It's like, is it Dexter Lawrence? It's like, didn't call about Saquon.
Yeah,
Love
man.
it.
So yeah.
Love it.
So no, but the thing was, we were talking. The one big thing that broke, and it was actually I don't Pat Leonard, who I've been blocked by for like a year. Broke the news that they were talking to Julian Love about a second contract, and I'm like, if that's another guy that we need to lock down. Is
Well,
Julian Love.
you're gonna lock down Love. It's gonna happen. You're gonna lock down Dexter Lawrence. The
Well,
problem
that's
that
a whole other year about for Dex. We got his 50-year
yeah.
option already.
Hey, Sarge, let me ask you something. You got blocked. I guarantee I know which player it was over because we just talked about it. Everybody attacked Leonard for OBJ, and I guarantee you got blocked for that.
Actually, no, it wasn't OBJ. It was I got blocked because I got blocked I only got blocked by Pat Leonard last year. So
Oh, you're lucky. You lasted a few more than others.
I think I called him a clown for just some take on Joe Judge or something. I can't remember what it was.
Fair enough. I was just reaching there anyway.
I have not been blocked by.
I was not on Giants Twitter when the whole OBJ stuff happened.
I got blocked.
I got you.
I was a casual, like I was like what we call them, a casual fan back then when I actually enjoyed football. And now I'm just completely insane. That's why I just keep doing these air quotes. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what the difference though is? Before I was all on this Giants Twitter community and doing podcasts and all that stuff, I was still the same psycho I am right now when it comes to the Giants. I just talk about it more now. That's it. I'm just more visible.
I would let the outcome of the game affect my mood for an entire week.
100%.
But now it's like I have other people to like fire off things with and go, this is ridiculous. Why are we doing this? And now I'm like, we're having a good time. Let's just do it.
All right, story time, real quick. Can I tell you my story time for me? When the Giants lost in the divisional round to the Eagles, the Plax year that he shot himself. Okay, I was so pissed off. I was living in New Haven, Connecticut at the time. I was so pissed off, and I was already kind of on the rocks with a live-in girlfriend at the time. I left the house. I came back.
Never returned. Oh.
No, I came back and I said, this isn't working out. I literally broke up with her that evening. I was so charged up.
You married a Cowboys fan. You went from bad to worse.
Because my Cowboys loving wife loves me and shows a lot of respect for the fact that this is why I don't hate on Cowboys fans. I fucking hate the Eagles fans. I would literally, when OBJ pissed on the Eagles field, I was like,
yeah, smooth. Hey, Smooth, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 41.
Oh, okay. So I wow, you're 41 and you hate Eagles more than Dallas?
100%.
Wow, I always believed that no matter what, it was always Dallas Eagles. But after they won the Super Bowl, it became a little bit worse. So I have them neck and neck, but I'm always going to put Dallas up there because Super Bowl champions every year.
Because of the fans.
Yeah,
It's Jerry and the fans.
My thing about
at least 5 or 10 Dallas fans who every year this is our year. It's like we won the preseason. Nobody thinks it's your year.
Yeah, facts.
I had I fixed the VCR for a buddy so he could watch the last time Dallas won the Super Bowl.
To me,
it's ridiculous. America's team, my ass.
Is this for me, right? I am in no way are like the Cowboys or even root for them on any imaginable way. Do I want my wife to be happy? Yes, but the one time I wish she's upset is when they lose.
Thanksgiving's gonna suck in your house, man.
But with the Eagles, there's a lot of Eagles fans from where I grew up in that Southern Connecticut, New York area that kind of crept in. And with that Super Bowl win, they have become unfucking bearable.
Yeah, I mean,
if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl before the Giants do, then that may flip for me. But right now, it's 100% the Eagles.
Dude,
try growing up in Patriots country.
Oh yeah, that you know what though? I don't. But how, as a Giants fan, I don't care what anybody says. You can't hate the Patriots. They don't beat you in the big games. And besides, if this is just me speaking, I think if people hate the Patriots, they hate the Patriots because of how much of a dynasty they were.
Yep.
They hate the Patriots because of how successful.
They hate the Patriots.
I mean,
like
honestly, they can't beat 2 Super Bowls. I'll take them both. I don't hate you. I love you.
I hated them in the moment, the time where 2007, 2011, and the competitiveness was there. When Brady was laughing at the idea that it was going to be a low scoring game.
I'm with you on that. that. You know when I hated them? When they lost to the fucking Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the one time we fucking needed them to win.
Right.
Nick Foles.
I have a really great Giants friend down here that grew up in the South, but is a big Giants fan, and he always used to say, "You can't hate the Patriots." He's like, "They make our Super Bowls look so much better." He's like, "We're the only guys that beat them twice." He's like, the more championships they win, that's like Eli has like 6 rings. Like for the fact that
I'm with him.
And I was like, dude, you can't argue that.
Can't.
No.
So
it was why I didn't really, it was so much worse when the Eagles beat them, because one, it took a knock away from us with Nick Foles winning. They'll always bring up Nick Foles winning, and the Eagles got a Super Bowl. That sucked.
I'm with you. The only good thing that came out of the Eagles winning nothing actually. The only good thing that came out of winning the Super Bowl was, the jersey that I wore to Philly with the 0 Super Bowls. You guys know that jersey, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So I wore that for 13 years. I wore that to Philly. And the only good thing that come out of that was I took a lot of shit from Eagle fans, obviously. And one of their diehard fans named E-Rock, we wound up to charity for that jersey, and we made $10,300 for the Tom Coughlin J Fund.
Wow.
And they took the jersey and they burned it at the first tailgate of the next year with the freaking fire department there and everything. If you Google Super Bowl 0 jersey being burned, it'll freaking come up. It's actually hilarious, but come on, $10,000 for the J Fund. That was great.
Okay,
savages, man.
Monty, find that video and tweet it out from the podcast account. That's good. That's going on. I'll
take a look for it.
Oh, man.
It's funny.
Hey, man,
it's funny. They asked me. They asked me to come.
You just spit grand fire.
Yeah, they asked me to come to the tailgate. With the jersey. And I'm like, bullshit. You guys will fucking put me in that jersey and light me on fire.
That's right.
They fucking
start
will.
spraying.
Yeah, I ain't going there. I ain't going anywhere near you guys.
We wouldn't have you here right now if you decided to do that.
That's right.
That's fake.
No, that guys, you would laugh. You would laugh your ass. I'm literally like pulled over on the side of the West Side Highway just to talk to you guys.
I can appreciate it, man.
God bless. All right,
I wasn't gonna miss it.
This is our last question, and then
shoot.
You can head on your way, and then we'll finish up our silliness.
You've got young minds to teach tomorrow.
That's right. So this is just a ridiculous question that we asked last week, because you're a big football fan, obviously. What football dynasty what family would you want to be a part of?
Oh my God, what a sick question.
I love that.
Sick question. So you got the steel curtain, you got you talk about like what? All right, you got the doomsday, right?
No. I'm talking about like brothers, like families, right? So like you got like
family.
Hey,
the Mannings, the Kelce's.
Yep.
So look, does Arch count in that, and Archie, all of them?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the Mannings. You got the Mannings.
You already know my answer. No way. You already know my answer. It has to be, bro.
Yeah,
right. It has to be.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Look, if Archie would have won one, that would have been freaking amazing. And Arch is going to win 2 or 3. That's going to be the greatest family to ever play sports ever. ever.
But okay, but what are you contributing to them? That was the question. Like that was the funny part
He's
to
the
me.
hype
Like,
man.
Wait.
hype
The
man.
question is, if I'm in the family,
yeah,
It
which
didn't say
family
anything. We didn't say
automatic-
anything about contributing last week. You didn't have to contribute.
wait, hold on. That's freaking hilarious, bro. Hold on,
That's
what the hell?
exactly what I asked last week.
Yo, that is fucking hilarious. So I'm part of the family. What am I contributing?
What are you doing?
Fucking nothing.
Yeah, all the
Cheerleader.
Oh, no.
Cheerleader.
Dude, do you know how much fucking money I contributed to fucking DMV for all these goddamn Manning plates?
You're an honorary member.
Yo, I gotta tell you, did you guys, I'll leave you with this. I just want to tell a quick Eli Manning story, which I told
Go
before,
ahead.
but it's got to be the most hilarious thing. So I had the greatest, he's the only player in all my years that I've been doing this that still I'm uneasy when I'm around because it's Eli fucking Manning. So I'm in London and I get to the bar where the Giants are hosting some parties, and I find out that they're shutting down 5 minutes after I get there for the Eli Manning show. And I'm like, oh my God, can I stay, please? And they're like, no, everybody's got to go. And then I just stayed.
It's awesome.
So I'm at the bar and the greatest freaking thing happens is I'm sitting back and I'm watching Eli Manning come into the bar, and they have a set of double doors and then an entrance and a set of doors to come in. It's like a little foyer. And in walks Eli Manning, and through the first double doors, boom, stopped by security. I'm literally watching this through the second set of doors, and they're not letting him in. And I'm watching, and I see this, and I knock on the window of the door, and I'm like, he's good. He's good. So they let him in, and Eli turns and he goes, if you're the reason I'm getting in this bar from my own show, we're in trouble. which was fucking hilarious to me that I got him in, and then I got to spend 3 to 4 minutes with him, which is that's long, bro. That's long. And I'm showing the dude my new ink. I just got the Eli Manning done.
Wow.
Awesome.
He says, "Oh, that's awesome. I love it." You know, I'm a little fanboy showing him my tat, right? The funniest part about me telling you guys this story, not more than 20 minutes later, and if you saw the show, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, you got to Google it. There's this British guy that bet his friend, you saw it, Sarge, that bet his friend that the Giants are not going to beat the Patriots in Super Bowl 42. And his friend said, yeah, no, they're not. And he said, oh, no. His friend said, yes, they are. And he says, no, they're not. And he goes, I'll tell you what, you get a tattoo of Eli Manning. Dude, not more than 20 minutes later, the guy is showing a full face Eli Manning back tattoo. I got a full fucking incher, and he's got a full back tattoo.
Oh, it's like the size of a back. If you look at a biker vest, it's like the full rocker mill.
Dude, it's the cheesiest tattoo I've ever seen. It's just Eli Manning smiling, and it's awesome.
That's fantastic.
That's incredible.
Yo, so fun.
I love it.
Look, honestly, I will come on this all the time if you guys want. I love stuff like this.
Oh God.
Seriously, I really appreciate it. I'm definitely getting off this highway right now.
Yeah, please don't hurt yourself.
But
Jesus.
thank you so much, and I'm telling you, yeah, honestly, whenever you guys want, please hit me up, man.
Hey, love you, man. God bless.
Love it.
Get home safe.
LPG.
It was great
Thank
having
you so much, brother.
Thank you, my man. Next time I come on, more freaking stories.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take care, brother. And he's gone.
And he's gone. Hopefully he gets home safe, man. Pulled over to the side of the highway.
Hey, we have 2 fans now. Check it out.
What a guy. I don't know how to click
Gotta
it.
love it.
That's incredible. That was awesome. Right?
No,
Joe's a
listen,
great dude.
Joe's a good dude. Very happy. Very happy he was able to jump in. Since this is a story time, I'm not gonna.
Oh my God!
We still have Joe.
Yeah, I'm here. Little bit
Oh,
of
sorry.
like I don't know. The weather's getting a little rough out. The weather's getting a little rough out here. So
Gotcha.
I'm still here.
Sorry. Yes, Sarge's connection is going haywire right now.
We got
I think it
frame by
might
frame,
have
so
something to do with the alcohol consumption. I don't know. We'll see.
we'll learn.
We're good.
No,
We're good.
there he is. There he is.
No,
Okay.
man, it's
Um,
it's the weather. It's
It's all good, brother. So what do you guys think? Like, I think he's one of the most selfless people. He's always trying to get people to games. He's always doing charitable stuff. Comes on a show. I mean, I've conversed with him in the past, so I have a small relationship with him. Hopefully that'll continue.
Yeah,
So just really cool for him to come on a brand new show that doesn't really have an audience yet that we're trying to build, and I really appreciate him for that. So again, thank you to Joe.
You know what?
There's no better face to it.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, sorry.
It's just kind of no, man. Monty, go ahead. I talk way too much.
There's no better face to a fan base than Joe, especially with a lot of these other fans that get they get the respect and backing from these teams, and they get all help. Joe gets none of that, and he's all in. He's helping the community, helping out fans, and he's at every game. So much respect to him and what he does with this team. It's awesome.
Yeah, it would be nice for like the team to do something for Joe.
You would think,
or even the league. Well, he was that, and that's the thing, man. They always do that the super fan thing.
Yeah,
like the
every year
Hall of Fans or whatever. That's a guy who needs to be in.
He needs.
And the next time they do that, man, we're gonna have to like really pump that up.
Yeah, get all the Giants.
Well, we did wasn't there a contest? I know I voted for him just recently.
Yeah, there was.
I did every year.
I don't know what happened with that, but
I'm sure that goes away and then it comes back. So hopefully he gets it. What pisses me off
around. I think they always do it around the time where they're starting to do like the Hall of Fame voting.
Sure,
because it is like there's a Hall of Fans inside the Hall of Fame now.
Okay, but
yeah, ESPN using his likeness on that Monday night game that time. I guess it was the Cowboys, right? I was like,
yeah, it was.
Yo, what the fuck?
And it was scary too. Well, it was like we saw him at the draft, and that was great because he got to
the Daniel Jones pick of him. That was great.
Oh man, that was
all the Giants fans at the time. That was a great clip.
The thing is I think the draft is in Kansas City next year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty close. I might have to shoot out there for that.
I want to try to figure something out with that. I'm getting married this year. I'm thinking about want to try to do a bachelor party for the draft, but I got to figure out how to get tickets to that damn thing if I can do it.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I know the season ticket holders, they do they do something for like people who are season ticket holders, but like I don't know, there's like draft packages and stuff that you
it's not like that shit goes up on StubHub really either. I'd pay second market.
I wanted to acknowledge, is this Jean Simone? Is that how you say it? Appreciate you on, my man. Awesome.
Yeah, I've seen him over on the Revival shows before. So
yeah, that's one of our Revival crossover guys.
Yeah. Love it. Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah. Number one fan right now.
Number one.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Number one as you're the only one.
Yeah.
OG. How dare you?
So, in some Giants tangential. Oh, go ahead, man. Smooth.
Comes with connection issues.
Sarge is it me or Sarge?
No, it's Sarge.
I think it's you. I was fine. I just stopped talking. You were going to say something. What?
Reset.
Hold on. No, so I know what I was going to say is that I think that LPG is literally one of the best things about Giants in general, just because he's always positive. Even a couple years back when I would message with him and be like, dude, this fucking team sucks. And he'd be like, oh, don't worry. We're going to eke out a couple of wins and, all that stuff. And so he's always got a positive spin on something. So I knew that when this team started getting on a roll, like I always want to like see what he's got to say, because you don't get bullshit from him, as you saw. You don't get like, snarky comments that you get like in Spaces and all this other bullshit. Like he is literally the purest, truest Giants fan that we have, without a doubt.
Yeah. And what I respect about LPG too, and he'll be like, we're going 17-0 every year, but at the same time, he will like tell you like, yeah, this like we need to move on from this guy, or this guy's not getting like. It's not like when you're listening to the people inside the organization, although all of those connected ones, they won't give you any. This guy's not doing well at their job. They like you don't get any of that, but you will get it a little bit from LPG.
You'll get it a little bit from two people in particular, and it's right when they're about to move them. Think about it this way: Carl Banks and Bob Papa. They have their own. They have the podcast. They're the radio voice of the team, but like you'll know when someone's on their way out, because it's kind of like those guys get a green light to kind of go after. They did it with Tony. They did it with Tony for a couple of weeks. Carl Banks had a lot of stuff to say about Kadarius Toney, and then the next thing you know, out he goes. But I got an alert a little earlier, a little tangential Giants news. Blake Martinez is retiring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Saw that.
He plays for the Raiders. Sorry, brother.
I mean,
I can actually wear my Blake Martinez jersey again. That's good to know.
It looks like Joe Shane got a lot of slack when he went ahead and released him, but it looks like there was a lot of reason for that, and he just wasn't the same guy. And I get the arguments that you shouldn't have restructured him and things like that. And yeah, if he'd go back and not do that, I'm sure he wouldn't. But I get trying to make it work with a guy who was a captain and was one of your leading tacklers, before he got hurt. Didn't work. But, I mean, it makes sense now why they got him, because he retired before the year was even over.
Yeah.
I have a Blake Martinez jersey as well, Sarge, and it's the only reason why I have one is because, I mean, it's a Giants jersey, so that was cool. But that's my mother's maiden name, so I was like, this is fucking awesome. We got a Giant with like my family's last name. I literally have a something on my wall back there that has like the Martinez family tree. So I was like, look at this. We got another white Cuban up there. I love it. Let's get this thing rolling. Because that always cracks me up when people are like, oh, you're Cuban? You don't look Spanish.
Look Cuban. Yeah.
So when I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Because we're like, this is what this dude looks like. It's just, it's a silly thing. But yeah, I was not upset about him leaving. I wish him the best. But yeah, that's my Martinez story. I'm sticking to it. All right, are you ready for reactions? Are you ready for Twitter comments? And I want your
we're reading the
reaction.
Let's do it.
Reading the tweets. This isn't like the famous like Jimmy Kimmel reading angry tweets. This is just I want to get your reaction to some tweets that we got during the bye week. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So first one. This is from @NYG_Pete. So and New York Giants Pete. This Xavier McKinney situation is giving me weird Plaxico Burress 08 vibes. ...
Overreaction.
Not Pete's best work. I actually follow Pete. Not Pete's best work.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Shooting yourself in the leg in a nightclub and having a motor vehicle accident. Two totally different things.
Yeah. Let's go back to 08, where we had legitimately probably the best Giants
team in football
we've seen, potentially ever. I mean, I know I'm a little younger than you guys, but like that team was incredible, and I've heard that from all ages of fans. And we were a powerhouse, and when we lost him,
we were
legitimately might have lost Super Bowl.
Stoppable until we were totally stoppable.
Xavier McKinney is a safety who's going to hurt to lose, and we weren't going to win Super Bowl.
We have other bodies to fill that spot. Yeah.
All right.
Not,
I got a couple more. This one is from a friendly, and I'm not saying Pete isn't friendly. This is from Bobby Skinner. All he said was this is like immediate reaction to clarify. Just weird, LOL, because it was a retweet of Xavier McKinney reiterating that he was on a sightseeing tour. And then Bobby proceeded to post a bunch of funny content of him getting in car accidents, pretending that he was flipping over cars. So it's very on brand and very
car.
Bobby Skinner.
They flipped that car.
Yeah, sure they did.
I think I was falling from Bobby. He seemed very much like I've rode around ATVs before, and you got to be doing some dumb shit to get hurt on those. So I get that. I get that take for sure. I don't think he. Did you guys see? Speaking of, not to derail plea, but did you guys see the interview of McKinney when they were drilling him in the locker room? They're saying, "Were you?"
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I haven't. That one was a bad look. I thought he's handled a lot of it pretty well, but that one was just like I was on a sightseeing tour. It's like that's not what I'm asking you, Xavier. I'm asking if you were riding or if you were driving. I was on a sightseeing tour.
I also have something to say to that, and I don't think it's on him. They have this Giants team is pretty buttoned up from a PR standpoint. Very Brian Dable of him. It's
Pat
like
Hamlet doesn't fuck around.
But also, like, these guys aren't going off script, a la the Patriots, a la the systems that Dable has come from. So when people ask Dable about injuries, what does he say? He's day-to-day.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. The guy could have a fucking broken eye socket like Bellinger. He's day-to-day. Because it doesn't give the media anywhere to go. So, it was probably frustrating for Xavier to have to do that. It's a fair point, and I think it made him look bad. But you gotta have to take it because you did something fucking stupid. So I think that's part of it.
I think that's a fair take. It just ended up being a bad look, but you're probably right.
We're talking about the Bellinator who's got a metal plate in his face now.
That's right. Yeah,
so badass.
So these are all kind of related to that topic. So it was a good segue from kind of the media interview. This is from Cross Laterio, at Cross_Laterio. I'm probably saying that wrong. If y'all run off Xavier McKinney, I don't want to hear y'all crying years from now for him to come back. It's the same fans that called OBJ a cancer.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Yeah, yep. I mean, I think a lot of times when people say that, it's dumb. They'll say the same fans. It's never the same fans. You're just making two things that you didn't agree with. But in this case, it is. It's not. I mean, not totally, but like even like if you're jumping on him this quick and trying to run him out of town, it's like, dude, he hasn't done anything to piss you off yet.
Like, people asking for him to be released. Like, are you dense? Are you dumb?
It's like I get, and I was an OBJ defender, but I get how he warned people. But how are you turning on Xavier McKinney this fast? It was a mistake. It was dumb. Let's wait to see if there's a precedent for this. Like,
this next one is my absolute favorite from the week. It cracks me up. It's from Richard B, aka at Coolin the Hero. He is one of my favorite fellows.
I know you're talking pictures.
Uncle Unc. What up, Unc? What up, Richard? All right, you ready for this one? JPP blew half his damn hand off playing with fireworks, and some of y'all are giving McKinney more hell for crashing an ATV. Make it make sense.
Rich, it ain't making sense, bro. We talking about it. It's not making sense.
Oh God, that was my favorite. I when I screenshot that with love and joy because that he is one of my favorites. If I don't understand something even if I disagree with him, I always come at him respectfully because he is one of my absolute favorite follows, without a doubt. Yeah. We'll try to see if I can find a couple more.
We'll get him on the show too.
Love to have him on.
We're bringing Giants Twitter to YouTube and all sorts of fun shit. We're just
all these tweets are telling me is that as Giants fan, we've dealt with a lot of dumb shit. So we're just like relate to this because we just deal with dumb shit constantly that we shouldn't have to deal with.
We're just connecting dots that don't actually exist. It's all just like red strings behind us. It's like it all clicks up. It all makes sense.
All right, I got one last one, and maybe I should have done it before Richards, but this is at Mike_NYY. Why deny it and act like a douche? Admit you fucked up and move on. That's probably why. That's probably the
That's
whole,
why
like,
I didn't tweet about it. He stole mine.
Yeah,
Let's just
I
be done with it. Who cares?
too. I mean, that's what I said. You're like, we kind of hash this out a little bit, like you said in Big Smith. I think you're probably right with, they got trained in this and he just got frustrated saying, but yeah, I think it would have came off a lot better if he owned it and didn't just try to deflect. But I mean, it does probably come back to what Dable and Hanlon were telling him to say.
Well, he's probably also being coached by his representation.
Yeah.
They're just like, dude, don't say anything.
I do think personally, I would respect it if he just owns it and just goes, I messed up. I shouldn't be doing this. This is on me. I hurt the team. And even like it was not coming from, it's from a sightseeing tour. It was not, I did not think I was put in my position to do this, but it happened. I should have thought this through better. I messed up.
Oh my! If we were screenshotting tweets, I wish I would have known, because I found one that was like a screenshot of Gilligan's Island, and it says actually Xavier McKinney broke his hand because the professor had an apparatus. They were trying to use it as a radio, and the skipper tripped over Gilligan and stepped on Xavier McKinney's hands. It was like a whole big Gilligan's Island thing. And that was my favorite.
A 3-hour tour. No, that's what should have been in the background. Yeah. I love it. I would have to say this, and I know we're probably getting to the end of this. I know we've been going on for almost an hour, but I don't know if he should have. I don't know if we can say that he shouldn't be doing what he did, because I think that's what it comes down to. It's like, these guys don't leave the facility and go home and put themselves in a glass case and in a bubble and just kind of, play video games all night or just sit in their apartments or their houses and do nothing. I mean, it's a bye week. If I had the considerable means that Xavier McKinney has, and from that perspective, on that level, to fly maybe private to Cabo and, ride ATVs, and I came back and broke my hands, you guys would be like, you're a fucking idiot, but you wouldn't care. And but that takes away the whole fandom thing. And I know we kind of hashed that out with LPG, but that's the human part of me that's like, Mark, why are you upset? Who gives a shit? Someone else will play. We got Dane Belton. I think what actually is going to happen is, if Dane Belton plays well, all Xavier McKinney did is fuck himself. Because if a kid like Belton comes in and he's on a rookie contract, they're not gonna extend McKinney. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that best case scenario for Giants, that's where kind of those chess pieces start to move. It's like, cool. I mean, it sucks that you lose him as a player and as a captain, but you slide this rookie in, and if he crushes it, it's like, sorry, bro. It goes back to what Joe said. It's about the team first. You know what I mean? Stop fucking around and worry about football before you worry about other things. But it is that's my last thing about Xavier, and I wish him the best and get back soon, man.
Yeah, one other thing I'll say to what you said is just we shouldn't expect these players to go home and put himself in a bubble. And at this point, about assuming what Xavier McKinney did, we're just kind of assuming. At some point we kind of just have to take his word for it. But I think there is an idea. We're kind of like what Bob is alluding to, is you don't break your hand by just not being an idiot on these things. And so, yeah, I don't know. And then you see Jihad Ward doing the wheelies on them. At the end, we're connecting dots.
Yo, Hottie's awesome, man.
I love Hottie. That was Hottie at home. He was in Florida. He was not in Cabo. Really? He was at home.
Okay, that's good. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He is an ATV and off-road enthusiast. He does that a lot. And that was the thing, is that showed up on his Instagram story, completely unrelated to Xavier McKinney.
There was a lot of
there he is, I will jump on that one. I'm going to defend Hottie at.
I'm not saying anything. I think it's awesome that Hottie does that. It's fucking cool as shit. But what's funny is when this happened, again, to bring up Bobby Skinner again, what Bobby said on Twitter? He was like, if you're upset about Xavier McKinney, don't look at Jihad Ward's Instagram.
Instagram story.
So, listen, they all have the things that they like to do. I mean, I won't lie to you. If Kadarius Toney was like a giant and he was doing big things for us, I'd be buying his fucking album. I'd be like, listen, good for you, man. You got an album out? I'll buy all your fucking bullshit songs. I'm a rep you, but nah, I ain't doing it now. So it is what it is. If you guys got anything else? If not, we should probably head out.
Whatever. Yep, I think that's it, man.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna do it for this week.
week.
The bye week
All right,
episode. We're gonna be back next week. Oh,
hold on. Prediction: Texans Giants.
Oh,
Sarge, on the spot. Go.
we're breaking 30, man. Giants 32, Texans 14. They're trash.
Okay. Monty.
I was thinking let's take a similar approach to this. You know what? I think this is a game where we don't play this close for once and we run away with the game. Poor team at home, 31-10 Giants. Break 30, put up 21 on them.
Okay. I see where you guys are going. I see our one fan has it 33-17. I like that. I'm going to put that up on the board as well. Look at that. I'm going with Giants 29. We don't get to 30. We almost get there. Get to 29. The Texans 16. So I'm thinking it's going to be a double-digit win. First one this year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think we're going to play well, but we're not, guys. We're still devoid of weapons. So I don't give a shit how great how bad the Texans are, unless Wandale has an incredible game, unless Kenny Galladay comes out and looks like Kenny Galladay.
Kenny Galladay gets a touchdown. Finally.
Oh, timeout. We're going to close the show with what Richard said Kenny Galladay should do if he scores a touchdown. I had that up. If I were Kenny Galladay, this is it. If I were Kenny Galladay and scored my first touchdown as a Giant this week, I would throw the ball into the stands and flip the double bird to the entire Giants fan base. So on that note, let's go G-Man, baby.
Woo! Give him the Eli.
Give him the Eli.